It's the Andy and Dave Daily right here on the Muskegon Channel. I am Andy O'Reilly, and hey, turn around, pay attention. Get over here.
Hey.
Don't walk away. What are you doing?
I had to get the pillow, so I'm seated upright.
Okay. I need my butt pillow.
I'm shrinking in my old age.
Are you really? That's right.
Yeah.
I got up today, and I'm thumbing through Facebook, and you know how you get the little time hop picture?
Yeah.
It was from 5 years ago today. Do you remember what was going on 5 years ago today?
Oh, God. I had a surprise 40th birthday party.
You did! And
yes.
what did your mother give you for your surprise 40th birthday party?
Oh, my God. That was it. It was like what was it? It was a everything you wanted to know about sex or something. Something very inappropriate for a mother to give a son.
Not only that, but you're not married.
But yes, that's right.
And I think old Dorothy there, she might have bought herself a couple of days in purgatory for
exactly.
Hey, it's okay. You got a life till 45. You're 45.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you ever imagine?
No. You know what's weird? You know the weird thing. The first thing I thought about was the TV show Happy Days.
Yeah.
There was an episode where Mr. Cunningham turned 45.
Wow.
And completely freaked out, had a midlife crisis, was going to leave the family, like move to Tahiti. Richie was gonna take over the hardware store. So
Are you making this up?
No, I'm serious. That was Howard Cunningham's 45th birthday, a very special episode of Happy Days. And that's
a very special episode of Happy Days.
But the thing is, you know what's weird is I'm 45. I actually feel better than I did 10 years ago,
really?
Which is weird when you think I'm 10 years closer to death now.
Well, you could be 10 minutes closer to death. You don't know when you're going to go.
Right, but obviously it's closer.
I could show up there this morning and take you right out.
Right.
You never know. 45. Happy birthday, dude.
Thank you. Halfway to 90.
What are the big plans for the day with the birthday?
I'm going to take a nice long nap.
Are you really?
I don't want to do anything. I don't want to have anything asked of me. I don't want to. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't. I wanted just a nice, uneventful, relaxing day.
All right. Well, good. You can have one.
That's the plan.
Do you get to request what you want for dinner?
I get my own dinner. I get my own dinner, dude.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. I'll maybe. I might supersize today.
Really?
I might go Big Mac, large fry.
Whoa. That's living on the edge, my friend.
There you go. La Vida
45.
Loca.
All right. Is there cake there, or do I have to bring some?
I actually have a cake in the fridge at home with candles on it that say 45.
No, not at home. I got to come there. I'm not going to your house.
Oh, you mean here?
Yeah, they didn't do cake for you at work?
I don't think so.
Oh, well.
I mean, sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know.
I think we're going to have to do a little inquiry here.
Okay,
Did Dave not get cake at his birthday at work because he's a turd? Without a doubt.
Oh,
your coworkers don't like you. Sorry.
Well, everybody said happy birthday, so that was nice.
Well, happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Appreciate
Lay some news on me.
Oh, before we get into that news, I talked about that episode of Happy Days. Joanie died over the weekend.
Gone.
56.
Isn't that something?
Yeah. It wasn't a huge shocker. I know she'd had some personal issues. She got kicked out of her trailer park in Indiana a couple of years ago. So
her trailer park?
She was living in a trailer park in Indiana.
Wow. She had some addiction things going on, I think.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's just you can't get away from it.
Absolutely.
Some people cannot get past it, and it's just a terrible, terrible shame.
Yeah, I guess like Henry Winkler had tried to help her out. Ron Howard had tried to help. It just didn't take.
Wouldn't it be something to sit down and talk with Ron Howard for an hour?
Oh my gosh, yes! What an incredible career.
Oh my God, he's at one of the top of my list of people that I would like to just have an hour with to sit down and talk about all things Ron Howard. That would be so cool.
Absolutely. Going back to the Andy Griffith Show, Happy Days, one of the most really underrated and underappreciated directors of all time.
Oh, I disagree with that.
From Apollo 13 to the greatest movie ever made about white pimps, the Night Shift.
I disagree, though. I think he's a highly respected actor or director. I think people – I'll tell you one thing that you want to watch. go on demand, and CNN did this series of way back in the day type shows. They did the 60s, 70s, and the 80s. They were all done by Ron Howard. They are phenomenal.
Oh,
no, excuse me. I'm sorry. Those were Tom Hanks. My bad.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, let's get to the news.
All right, let's get into it. 4 people. No, wait, that wasn't the one I wanted to do first. This is the one I wanted to do first. See, I'm old and I forget things.
Yeah, well,
That's what happened.
Yeah.
Lawmakers returned to Washington this week to deal with health care legislation and a budget deadline dramatized by the prospect of a protracted battle between President Trump and Democrats over his border wall. Republicans control Congress but still have yet to send a single major bill to the president as he faces the symbolic 100-day mark on April 29th. Now, that's the day when the government could, in a worst-case scenario, shut down. In addition to reviving the health care bill from the House, the president hopes to use a $1 trillion catch-all spending bill for his promised U.S.-Mexico border wall, Pentagon buildup, and crackdown on cities that refuse to cooperate with immigration officials.
100 days coming up on the same day that you're going to get the government shut down. Make America great again. Yes!
I'm going to go ahead and say that we're probably not going to have a shutdown. Everything's going to go through, which is shocking when you think about the fact, especially, I mean, conservatives went crazy over Obama's $700 trillion spending bill.
Yep.
This is an extra $300 billion onto that, which, I mean, this is money we don't have.
I know.
We just don't have it. I don't know how you get through. My nose is itching. People are going to think I have a cocaine problem, but my nose is just itchy right now. Okay, is it? Well, if I want, no, I would never do that. But no, yeah, you're right. It's amazing. We're 100 days in, and I think that's always been one of those benchmarks that people use. But you still don't know how the next 3 years are going to go. 3.5 years.
I will say of last week with all the politics and presidential stuff and everything, I was so thankful that Ted Nugent, Kid Rock, and Sarah Palin all got to get into the White House finally.
We were talking about this here at the station. Like, what would be the liberal equivalent to that? We were all agreed. It's like, would it be like Bruce Springsteen, Alec Baldwin, and Bernie Sanders?
No, you got to throw in Spielberg.
Maybe, yeah, I guess so.
But you know what kills me though, Ted Nugent?
What?
He's all conservative, and he's all Mr. Right Wing, and blah, blah, blah. And then he gets up on stage, and it's wang dang sweet poontang. Dude,
yeah.
How about an ounce of credibility, Ted? Really?
No, he's probably a little more socially liberal on stuff like that.
Oh, well, that makes it all better.
And now it's wrong to assume that song wasn't just about married couples.
Of course not.
He was saying wang dang sweet poontang. He was talking about wives.
Well, okay. Well, very good then. Now that explains it. Okay, thank you.
Within the bounds of holy matrimony, that song is fine.
Right.
Absolutely. What else is going on? Hash browns. This was a story that hit really close to home. Hash browns are reportedly being recalled. Oh, you got it. Finally. Are reportedly being recalled in several states because they may be laced with bits of chopped up golf balls. According to the Food and Drug Administration, McCain Foods is recalling 2-pound bags of Harris Teeter brand frozen Southern style hash browns because golf balls were, quote, inadvertently harvested along with the potatoes. States affected include North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Washington, D.C., Delaware, Florida, Georgia, and Maryland. Thankfully, Michigan was not on that list, so go ahead and eat your hash browns.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you.
You're not a hash brown guy?
Occasionally. I'm not a big potato guy, period.
See, that's an underrated breakfast. I've always thought of hash browns as a very underrated breakfast food item, especially when I gave up the meat for Lent.
Right.
I was eating hash browns every day.
Oh, wonderful.
Like, it was great. Never got sick of them. Fantastic. 4 people survived a small plane crash in Grant Township on Sunday morning. The 39-year-old pilot from Caledonia and his 3 passengers were treated for minor injuries at Spectrum Health Ludington Hospital. On board was the pilot's 71-year-old father, 12-year-old son, and 12-year-old nephew from Granville. An engine issue apparently caused the pilot to perform the emergency landing. The plane narrowly missed a tree line, skipped across Morton Road, and struck a ditch before overturning. National Transportation Safety Board continues to investigate. Those small planes always seem to be the ones that crash.
Yeah. I've been up in small planes, and I took a helicopter ride or two over the years. And, they're dependable forms of transportation, and in the grand scheme of things, they do crash a lot less than cars. But it's you don't get that feeling of security up there in your little Cessna.
And I see in a plane that size too, I would get really claustrophobic.
You know, one thing I've been watching, there's a show on PBS right now about Yosemite, and I've watched that. They've shown a couple of these guys that do hang gliding, like off the side of a mountain in Yosemite National Park. That's something you got to get right quick if you're going to be a hang glider. There ain't a whole lot of room to screw that up on your first flight, if you know what I'm saying.
You think? I just don't get people wanting to, just try and cheat death.
I'll tell you what.
I'm going to hang glide. Why?
This hang gliding thing, they put a couple of GoPros on the end of this guy's little wing thing there.
Yeah.
To do that once, yeah, I'd risk it. Just to see what he saw. You just can't even imagine it.
You can see that from a picture.
Yeah, well, it's not the same as being there.
Or from a plane. It'd be up in a plane. You can see it from the window as you land.
No, I think I'd try the hang glider. Of course, if I tried a hang glider, can you imagine how fast that thing would go to the ground? That's
funny.
A fat joke because I'm fat.
That's really funny. Yeah. Look at you being all self-deprecating.
That's what I do.
Oh,
and then I turn on the charm and look at the camera like that.
Yeah.
Next, come on, we're on timeline here.
Well, all right. Finally, as part of our Earth Day weekend, many Muskegon area youth prepared the Mike Miller Memorial Garden on Muskegon Avenue and the new Roger Allison Community Garden on 6th and Mason Streets. This was also part of a Global Youth Service Day. The gardens are coordinated under Muskegon's Nelson Neighborhood Garden Committee. About 100 students from schools across West Michigan were able to participate. And I mean, I'm no tree hugger, but I think it's good that the young people get out.
They have to.
Try and keep the earth from dying.
Yep.
Stuff like that.
Important. They will tell you, the astronauts that have flown multiple times over the years, that our biggest cities all have their own little atmosphere. When they fly over them, they can see. A city like Delhi, in India.
Yeah.
All those kind of things. You can actually see the change in environment from space over these bigger cities. And I mean, they're not wrong, telling us to back off on some of this stuff. So,
absolutely, I totally agree with that. But then you start thinking, like, when people think about you don't want to take care of the earth for you, but for your kids,
right?
How many kids down the line should we really be? I mean, do you care? Okay, you care about your kids, right? Do I care about my kids, my grandkids? Absolutely. Do I care about the great grandkids? Yeah. Great grandkids? Let them figure it out. Seriously, at that point, I'm like, there's a limit to my caring as far as generations go. Like, okay, you get 4 or 5 sets of grandkids out.
The rest of you, who cares?
I don't lose any sleep over it.
There you go. Thank you, Dave.
All right. And in sports, it was the Reds over the Cubs 7-5. The Tigers pounded the Twins 13-4. Boston knotted their series with the Bulls up at 2 apiece, beating Chicago 104-95. And, of course, sadly, the Lumberjack season is over as they dropped Game 4 on Friday night.
Happy birthday. Oh, many happy returns. Dave Cackley at 45. Everybody take a look at him. What a sight to see.